Disappointed, encouraged, a lot of things to think about, but got to give Indiana credit when a guy like Bates comes off the bench and hits 5 threes out of 6, and Galloway hits 3 for 3. That's the pick your poison. So for our writers, you can maybe understand why sometimes I pick not to double or not to dig. Just depends which way you want to go. But I thought we did a hell of a job early. We mixed it up. We came at him different ways. He wasn't hurting us. And then AJ got that foul at the 10-minute mark. We played 10 minutes without AJ. Fouls on the 3. It was not a good foul. And 8 minutes without Akins and without Malik Hall. That's just not a good thing. Pierre had some good looks, just didn't make them. We were playing the second half a couple times, but it was the end of the first half where we had those 3 freshmen in there. Not an easy place to play 3 freshmen. And I thought they took advantage of us, and they got that lead. In the second half, we just couldn't cut it down. So they played well. Give them credit. Trace is playing his best basketball. He did a decent job on Shafino. It was Bates that came in. I mean, we didn't think Galloway would hit those, but they're a 68% free throw shooting team, and they shoot 90. So, they did what they had to do to win, and we did what we had to do to lose. Questions?
Tom, that Jaden makes that 3, I think, in the second half, puts you up a couple. There's a little momentum, it feels like, and then kind of have that. I think Pierre had it doubled slow, didn't really come back again. I think that's kind of a turning point in the game. I know you've had some struggles with him, but how tough is that when that's
it's tough, and some of it when he did double, we were supposed to get rotations too, so I'm not sure whose fault, but I mean, we understand that Pierre is going to be limited defensively a little bit, but you hope he can make shots. If he's not making shots and not doing that, it's tough, but he played harder today, so some things that were encouraging. I thought Joey got the hell beat out of him. They did a nice job they were physical with him and grabbing and clutching, and I didn't think we handled that real well for a while, but then later on we started driving the ball, and when we did, I thought we had some success doing that. So when you're playing on the road, a couple of mistakes can really change things. A couple of foul situations can really change things. And then we still have no substitution pattern, you know what I mean? To be very blunt and honest with you, Tyson Walker got sick 2 nights ago and didn't practice or eat. And this morning, we didn't even think he was gonna play at breakfast. And so I give him a lot of credit. But he hadn't shot a ball, he hadn't touched a ball. And his stomach virus and this and that, and he got a little better, but they put things in his veins and everything last night and today. We're just not deep enough to go through those things. And but I was impressed, because I think when I got Ty, if he had a little injury, he was out. And I mean, he grew up as a man today. He played as hard as he could play under the circumstances, but that's what I meant about we just didn't have enough guys to go to,
Along with that, the fatigue of some of the minutes. Joey hasn't missed a free throw in Big Ten play.
Yeah, and I think the 6 games in 16 days, caught up to us a little bit too, especially guys like Joey. AJ a little bit, although AJ got a lot of rest in the first half. He still played 27 minutes, but he was out 10 minutes. That's what I mean about rotation. So then we're playing him almost the whole second half. Trey did some uncharacteristic things when we told him what to do, and so we didn't feel as comfortable with him the second half. He didn't do a bad job, but he's been playing pretty well. So Jackson did some nice things on offense, and struggles a little bit on defense. And if he can score, you can do that. But those guys are getting better. Him and Carson. I think we needed AJ and Jaden in the game, and we needed Tyson to be 70%.
How much were you tempted at all to bring AJ back with the 2 fouls, even trusting
Yeah.
him and trusting the officials to foul.
You just said an oxymoron. I did trust AJ, although his second foul was not a smart foul. He's got to know better than that. But the way that game was going, I could have, but I just want you to think about it because you're all right for me, my group. I wonder what people are saying. No, they want me to double. He gave up threes. I put him in, he gets a foul. Those are the things you got to make decisions on. And I thought when we put Trey in there, he was doing a pretty good job. And then he got a little bit ahead of himself, which happens. They sped us up a little bit, but there was a thought. But it just felt like if we keep it within 5, we felt like we played good enough that the second half we could, and we did. I mean, when did we go up? How much were we up?
You're back tied by 42, like before.
So 16-minute mark, we're there, and we just didn't do the job. They hit some big shots.
You've had so many of these double or not decisions, a Big Ten player. I wonder I know what goes into it, but like, how do you come to those decisions? And while the game's going on, how do you
Of playing guys?
Of doubling the post.
Yeah, well, we mixed it up today. We doubled a little bit, and we couldn't double with the 4 because we're so good on the weak side, so we doubled with a guard. We were supposed to rotate. Then we dug in there. We had some success digging in there, and once you double, boy, and you know what? You reverse it, and guys don't make shots, you're good. Against Purdue, they didn't make, Morton didn't make shots. And so those decisions, you go in there and you try to make them. What we're trying to do a little more is mix it up so we're not as, everybody doesn't feel. And then when we had certain lineups in there, I mean, like Tyson hadn't practiced a second. He watched a little bit of yesterday's practice, but he wasn't doing well. So that makes it hard to make adjustments too with him.
Tom, I know Malik was kind of out there warming up, is kind of what you hoped, but I know you were hoping he'd do something on Saturday, see how he felt. How was he? We talked to you Friday, I think, and then I guess
Saturday I didn't think he'd play. I thought
not play, but
I thought he'd warm up, but he didn't warm up today. He's trying to do a little something, but he's a little ways away yet. Like I said, that's the only thing. Nobody can blame me. I have no idea. All I can do is support him, and I think some of those are physical, some of them are mental, some of them are combination, and some of them are because the world right now is different. If you get injured, you're different. So I don't know if he's injured or hurt. If he's injured, he's got to do what he's got to do. If he's hurt, then you don't play.
You mentioned, the positives and kind of the negatives in this game, but it seemed like outside of that last run, that big one, you guys were answering it, or it seemed like there were a lot of counter punches in this game.
Yeah, and I thought we competed a lot of it, but I think when you got Joey and AJ in there the whole time, they just kind of wear down a little bit. I mean, they didn't look like they were wearing down, but step slow here, step slow there. Forget the X out on a play that they hit a big 3 on. Monty fouls the guy with 4 seconds left on the shot clock, and just a goofy play. They miss a free throw. We pride ourselves on not. They get the free throw and hit a shot. I think we've missed like 2 free throw cutouts all year. Just one during that stretch, and we just. I know this sounds stupid, but I'm proud of the way we competed under the circumstances. They're playing good. Crowd was great. We didn't get much time, and not having Tyson. We knew we wouldn't have Malik, but we thought we'd have Tyson, and he played. He probably played a lot of minutes, but I'm just telling you, he was, 32 minutes. I apologized to him 3 times. We just had no choice, and we should have put him at the point when Trey was struggling there right before the half, but he was running up fumes.
Tyson, Trace Jackson Davis has been doing this to everybody lately, and you've had, before that it's ED. It's a number of difficult matchups. The Illinois kid. I'm just wondering how you evaluate what you're getting from Marty defensively when he's facing this sort of gauntlet and where you think he is?
Yeah, you know, some of it is the rest of us. I mean, there's a game plan, but it's like the big kid from Illinois had a good game, but you know, remember Mayer? Well, the next game he goes 0 for 6 and doesn't even look like he's in the game. You know, he beats us. I mean, that's right now what's going on with college basketball, and it is amazing that in our league we have a lot of good bigs. I think Trace Jackson has improved a ton. I think he's much better with the ball. I think he's passing the ball so much better. He actually missed some shots I haven't seen him missing. Shot much better from the line, I think, as he has 69-70% free throw shooter, and he went 11 for 13. He's a good player. You know, I really like Trace, a good player, and a couple of those other guys played better than I thought they would. But that's what happens when guys playing good and you're giving those other guys some freedom, especially on the inside-out passes.
Is Marty losing some confidence playing these guys one after another?
Maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. You know, I didn't think Marty played as well. I think he got clocked pretty good early, which I thought was BS. And I don't know if that he just didn't seem himself. But yeah, he's got to play better, and or we got to rotate those guys in there more. You know, we give up something, we get something. We get a better offense, we don't get a better defense. We're giving up something there, but that's why if we get Malik back, we'll have options to do some things, you know, or when we get him back.
What are your thoughts on the start today? After Purdue, you mentioned how you guys aren't good enough to start slow.
Purdue and
Rutgers.
you
Yeah,
know, and
so
we
you
put a
got
big
that.
emphasis on that. I thought we did a hell of a job. You know, we really did. I mean, we executed on offense and we executed on defense. We did the things we wanted to do, rebounded pretty well. You know, they changed their lineup too. You know, all of a sudden when you bring in guys, I mean, I thought, you know, I mean, everybody knew, I knew Thompson would come in, but he was a big lift for him, even though he didn't do much. And then, you know, the other kid that I thought played awfully well was Renew. So they were bringing bodies in, but Joey held his own for the most part. I just thought that our bigs didn't, and at the beginning of the game, I thought our bigs did a great job. I thought everybody played really well. I don't know what our biggest lead was, do you? 9. Playing well, and then foul trouble. And
Is that deflating a little bit for you or maybe some of your players when you do get that good start and this is the result?
No, because I knew exactly why. I mean, with him out, my other point guard come in and didn't play as well. Pierre came in and, you know, just missed some shots, not his fault. He missed them, he makes them, but no, I know exactly why we lost that lead. A lot of it was playing AJ and Jaden 8 and 10 minutes on the bench. And I guess it's easy to say, well, playing with foul trouble, maybe I will. But I also got to get him some rest. It's just, like I said, it's the timing. It's we have no continuity in our substitution. And I think if we could get our team back, you know, like, would you agree that Jaden in the last couple games is playing better and better, playing better defense, playing better running, playing better, you know, and it's because it's a month out, you know, and that's the hard part for Malik. But that's what happens when there's injuries.
Steven, you wanna wrap us?
Yeah, I wanna ask you about Jaden Tom. Just, he hasn't shot that efficiently, you know, in a couple of games. I don't believe what you thought about him and his performance from that aspect.
Well, I told you, I thought this summer Jaden was my, you know, definitely one of my best players. I don't feel any different. He works hard, he's coachable, he does what he's supposed to do. He's got to rebound a little better. There's more on his shoulders now, and he's handling it. And yeah, I really I think if we had to do something different today, you know, normally we were getting Tyson more shots. We needed to get Joey and Jaden more shots. And you know, 10 turnovers isn't awful, but not great. I thought both teams, you know, played hard. But we got to the free throw line. You know, that's been one of our negatives. We got up to a good start. That's been one of our negatives. We're making some progress. But then all of a sudden we are 87% free throw shooters, Joey and especially when AJ missed 2 in a row that time. You know, he missed 2 in a row, I think, against Purdue, right? Late in that game. Those hurt because those are mental blocks that you get through. Anybody else?
I have one more if we have time.
Yeah, I got all day.
Just wanted to, it seemed like from where we were, we have.
I get a day off Monday,
Okay, perfect.
first
yeah.
time in a month.
Just seemed like a chippier game that we've
Oh,
seen
yeah.
from your team in a while. Do you like that?
From
edge
my
that
team?
you saw? Well, I mean, that your team's been involved in.
They didn't
Game-
back down.
My guys didn't back down, but I didn't appreciate some of the things that happened, including that first one. I mean, I didn't appreciate that, but that's okay, you know.
Yeah, just wondering if you like the edge, I guess, of what you guys showed out there in that respect.
Yeah, I liked it. It's just that we didn't have enough bodies to really throw that edge in place, you know, really get after somebody. But I always like it. I just never know how it's going to be called. You know, 1 minute it's called grabbing and holding. It's called 1 minute you can't touch somebody. 1 minute you can hand check. I think the consistency is not good. I don't have a problem with much of it today. I just thought it was one of the more physical games. I mean, we have played in this 16 days, maybe the 3 most physical teams in the league. You know, Purdue, everybody knows Rutgers is, and then Indiana, I think is a physical team. They got size, they're physical. So we learned a little bit. Not disappointed in my team. We're gonna win some games, and if we can get healthy, we're gonna get a lot better. You know, you figure that we need that. You know, it's I think it's taking a toll on Joey more than anybody. Thanks, guys.